This summer is off to a wild start for LEGO shopping as we've got clearance deals, discounts, and promotions being offered from pretty much every single retailer that sells LEGO. However, where can you even find the best deals, and how do you even know if these prices are even worth it from what these retailers are offering? And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you guys here in today's video. I'm going to be giving you guys the highlights from all the various retailers such as Amazon, Macy's, Walmart, Kohl's, Target, Best Buy, Barnes & Noble, and Costco, so you guys know exactly where to find the best deals. Now, before we get into all of the sales and deals that I'm about to break down, friendly reminder that LEGO is still offering double points on all of their sets through June 29th, and as of the recording of this video, the DaVinci GWP, which you can earn for free if you spend $150 or more on any set or any combination of sets, is still available here in North America. Now, it is being reported that the DaVinci GWP is selling out in other regions of the world, so it may not last all the way until the end of the promotional period, which is set to be June 28th for this specific GWP. So if you do want one, I would jump on that sooner rather than later. However, I have seen from many comments left on some of our previous videos that some people are sitting out double points and not interested in the DaVinci GWP whatsoever, and that's completely okay because we have another huge event on the horizon with July Insider Days. This is going to be happening from July 7th through the 12th. It's different from the double points promotional period that we are experiencing right now. Some sets will be double points, some sets will be quadruple points, and then other sets will be discounted anywhere from 20 to 40% off based on the information that we have so far. I do have some very good news for July Insider Days though, as hot off the press, we have some critical details regarding the heavily anticipated Serpent GWP, which is rumored to be available as a general GWP during that July 7th through 12th Insider Day promotional period. And we just got the threshold, as it's reported to be $180 spend for the Serpent GWP. But wait, there's more, as I've got some critical details that I think many Castle fans are going to want to hear, as this Serpent is now confirmed based on our sources to have 2 Black Knight minifigures, which is going to be so exciting to see because the Black Knights are one of the few remaining factions that we've seen yet to be modernized here in the modern LEGO era. The 2 minifigures are said to be holding Black Knight shields with dragon logos that are of similar shape to the minifigures carrying the Zelda shields, so that's pretty exciting as well. And then the other big thing that I'm pretty fired up about is the Serpent boat itself is going to have a cloth sail. So all of these details I think are fantastic, which is all just going to lead into a very sought after GWP. We're also likely going to be seeing the 3rd Restaurants of the World GWP show up at some point in July. So once again, if you're sitting out the DaVinci GWP, it is completely okay. I also just want to reiterate once again that if your budget does not allow you to buy any LEGO sets right now, that is also completely okay. And I would encourage you to stick to your budget, because as consumers, it's very easy for us to give into the FOMO, get caught up in the hype, especially during a big clearance season like this, where it's very easy for us as LEGO collectors to convince ourselves that this is the best deal that we're ever going to see on a specific LEGO set, when honestly, that's just not the case anymore. All of the details that I'm about to break down for you all are likely deals and discounts that we will see again and again throughout the remainder of 2026. So come up with a plan, come up with a want list and stick to your budget. But with that being said, let's jump into our first retailer, which is Amazon. Amazon has their Prime Day event happening right now, and there are several LEGO sets that are discounted, specifically several retired LEGO sets, which is just beyond interesting to me, and we'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But you gotta act fast because some of these LEGO Prime Day deals unfortunately have already sold out. The first one being the LEGO City Jungle Explorer. The first grouping of sets here are all retired sets, this one included. Now this one, when it first went live for Prime Day, was actually a 30% discount, so $100 retail down to $70. That Prime Day deal has unfortunately expired, but you can still get this one for $5 under its original retail price. I love the Jungle jungle city sub theme, and I think this is a great set. I just haven't had a chance to build this one yet. Next up, we have the City Robot World roller coaster. This one has a really cool nod to Exoforce with the giant robot here, and this roller coaster is actually the template for several other roller coasters that we're going to be seeing released here throughout 2026, which is kind of lazy on Lego's part, but nonetheless, same deal, $100 retail. This Prime Day deal is still live, at least as of the recording of this video, so you can get it for 30% off, which is actually a pretty good price for a retired city roller coaster. Next up, we have the City Car Transport Truck with sports cars. Once again, same deal, $100 retail, retired down to $70. I actually built this one. I really enjoyed it, even though it's a 7+ set. I thought it was a great little build. The truck is very sturdy, lots of play features with, putting the cars on, taking the cars off. So honestly, can recommend it for any age. Next up, we have the City F1 Garage and Mercedes AMG and Alpine cars set. This one is $80 retail down to $56. I still would not even pick it up at $56. I was able to pick up several of these at the end of 2025 for around $38 when Target was having some crazy Black Friday flash sales. So I would hold out on this. I don't think this is good enough of a Prime Day deal despite this set being retired. Next up, we've got another city set here. This is a 4+ one though. The City Construction Trucks and Wrecking Ball Crane. It's $42 down from $60, which I still think is grossly overpriced for a 4+ set with only 235 pieces. So I don't think this one is worth it, despite having some larger pieces and some big wheels and such. Yeah, this should be clearanced out at like $25 max. Next up, we've got some Star Wars sets to talk about. Now, Amazon must have pallets and pallets and pallets of Coruscant Guard gunships, because this is at least the third time by my recollection that they have flash sailed this specific set. So 75354, the Coruscant Guard gunship, 140 retail, down to 98. It is mind-blowing that this one they can't sell it out, even though it's been retired. It's not the biggest or best gunship we've ever got by a mile, but you do get Commander Fox, you get a couple shock troopers, the Emperor there, as well as Padme. So it's got some pretty strong minifigs, but for whatever reason, they got to price this one down by 30% yet again, and we'll see if this continues to linger on as we go further into 2026. Next up, we have an Icons retired set here, the Land Rover Classic Defender. This is a pretty significant discount, $240 down to $168. This is a similar price for what we saw for this set around Insiders Weekend and Black Friday this past November. I have personally built this set. I loved it. I still am working on this video that I just keep putting on the back burner here on the channel, but this is actually a pretty solid price for this. Next up, we've got the Technic Liber Crane Crawler. Unfortunately, this Prime Day deal sold out pretty quick yesterday. This was, it's actually $700 retail, so it's still technically $20 under retail, but they had this one marked 25% off down to $490, and I had a feeling it wasn't going to stick around too long because this one is going for around $700 to $800 on the aftermarket right now, and this is a huge set that's extremely expensive to ship too. So yeah, it's definitely more advantageous to pick it up from Amazon, because if you happen to be a Prime member and you have access to these deals, you can get the free shipping on that. Next up, we have another Technic Prime Day deal that is unfortunately sold out. This is the Peugeot 9x8 24-hour Le Mans hybrid hypercar. Now this one, you can't even buy it directly from Amazon anymore. You can only get it from third-party sellers. $200 retail. They had it marked down temporarily to $140, which was a pretty solid price. Next up, we've got a Creator 3-in-1 set. I'm a huge proponent of the Creator 3-in-1 line. This is the Forest Animals Red Fox. You can also build an owl or squirrel with this set, which is pretty cool. $50 retail down to $35. Once again, pretty solid for a retired set. Next up, we have the 3-in-1 Creator Modern Toy House. Now, this actually is a set I'm contemplating picking up, but I have so many projects on my plate right now, I know I shouldn't. This is 100 down to 70, and this one in particular is actually really cool because there are so many awesome rebrickable options for this one. You can turn it into several different things as an alternate build with only one copy, and then you can do some upscaling with several copies of this set. You can do some modifications as well. So there's a lot of really cool options for this specific set. Next up, we have a Jurassic World set. This is the Dinosaur Fossils T-Rex Skull. This one is 30% off down to 28. Nothing crazy, but still retired though, which is really interesting. Next up, we have a Minecraft set, the Badlands Mineshaft. This one, 30% off from 60 down to 42. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I don't really collect Minecraft or pay too much attention to the theme itself, but you guys will have to let me know down in the comment section below. Next up, we've got a friend set. This is the Adventure Camp Tree. This is 42631, and this one is 30% off down to 91. It looks pretty good for $90. How many pieces do you get here on this one? You get 1,128. All right, so not too shabby. Build looks pretty substantial. So once again, if you're a Friends fan, let me know down in the comment section below if this is a good buy or not at $91. Next up, we have a 4+ marble set here. This is the Team Spidey Web Spinner Headquarters, 55 down to 38. Still seems a little bit high for this one, even though you get some fun minifigs. I see Miles, Spidey, Iron Man, and Gwen. So it still seems like a lot for a 4+ set. Next up, we've got the Sonic the Hedgehog Supersonic vs. Egg Drillster. This one, once again, 30% off, 80 down to 56. I know with the Sonic the Hedgehog line, there's a lot of people that specifically go after the certain character minifigs. So with this one in particular, you get Dr. Eggman as well as Sonic. I think you get you get Supersonic in there as well. So some pretty solid minifigures in that one. Next up, we've got, all right, so these are two sets that I wanted to talk about that are unfortunately not on a Prime Day deal, which I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. So the Spider-Man Daily Bugle Modular, $350, retired. I was expecting Amazon to put this one on some sort of deal, heck, even 10% off to just start trying to get some of this excess stock moving, but I guess they are focusing on other sets and not this one, which is a real shame because there are some highly desired minifigs, at least here in this one. You've got Punisher, Green Goblin. I mean, there's so many really awesome ones that a lot of people want to get their hands on. Daredevil is in this one as well, and they're starting to creep up in value on the secondary market now that this set is retired, and a lot of people just don't want to shell out $350 for this set, especially when this one first debuted back in 2021, whenever it came out. It was $300 retail, so really shocked that Amazon did not discount this one. I'm also shocked that Amazon did not discount this one either. The retired Ahsoka Ghost and Phantom 2, $160 retail. We've got Ahsoka Season 2 coming out now, apparently in the beginning of 2027. It was supposed to be end of 2026, so maybe because of the delay, they decided to hold off on clearancing this particular set out. But it's another really strong set, great minifigures, and a lot of people weren't able to pick up the original Ghost, which is now super expensive. So very surprised that this one was not on a Prime Day deal. Now there are a few other Prime Day deals with sets that are currently available, so not retired, so there's not as much urgency to go out and grab these, so only pick them up if you absolutely have to have them for your collection and you feel that they are a good deal. The first one here is the Disney Corellas DeVille's car. This one is 30% off, 50 down to 35. We do want this one for our collection at some point, but I think this one will actually go a little bit deeper. Next up, we have the Imperial Star Destroyer with the 25th anniversary Cal Kestis minifigure. This is 30% off, 160 down to 112. This one is not retiring here in 2026. In fact, it has been delayed until July of 2027. So you still have time with this one in particular, but if you do want to grab it for 112, I don't think that's a bad price, especially with all the minifigs that you get. It's a solid build for the ship there, and you get the special 25th anniversary fig. Next up, we have the Speed Champions Ultimate Formula One Collector's Pack. Now, this one was all the rage when these first came out back in 2024. There was a lot of hype for this specific Amazon exclusive bundle, and as you can see, with the 30% off price, obviously this one probably did not sell as well as Amazon and Lego were hoping, or they just made hundreds of thousands of them. And the only thing unique about this Formula One bundle, because I looked into it and I was excited to potentially pick it up, and I'm so glad that I didn't because a lot of these sets have been deeply discounted, was you get the special box as well as a collector's poster. That's it. There's nothing else fancy or unique about this specific item. Now, it's $270 down to $189 if you were to, divide your $189 divided by all 10 Formula One Speed Champions cars. They come out to roughly $19 a car, plus you get the free poster. I still think that's a little high. I think you can easily just pick up one by one all of these Formula One Speed Champions for around $14 to $17. So unless you really want to have this collector's edition for all the Formula One Speed Champions, I would say grab it, but I don't think it's worth it. I would actually wait until this one goes sub 150, at least for me to pull the trigger on it. And then the last Amazon set that we have here is the Creator 3-in-1 Wild Animals Majestic Rhino with birds. This one 30% off, once again, 60 down to 42. So now we're gonna head on over to Macy's, where they have marked just about every single Lego set that they carry as 15% off, which in some cases is a good deal, and in other cases is not nearly a good deal at all. And I also want to bring to your attention that Rakuten has actually boosted their cash back as of right now through Macy's to 10%. For those of you guys who have been following the channel, they did a 10% boost for Lego for roughly 24 hours, but pretty awesome that you can get that extra 10% here at Macy's. Now, here are all the sets that are marked 50% off, or excuse me, 15% off, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I just want to cover the highlights, starting with a few that I think are actually good buys. The first one being the Spider-Man Miles Morales versus the Spot 76311. This one has already sold out from Lego, at least online, and is due to retire at the end of July. You can pick this one up for $42.49. However, there's actually another retailer that's offering this one for slightly cheaper, but it's still not a bad buy from Macy's because you can leverage that 10% Rakuten. Next up, we have the Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition. I didn't like this one when it first came out, but it's been growing on me, so I do want to grab it at some point. This is 130 down to 110 and 49 cents, which is actually around the best deal that I've seen for it so far. Next up, we have the Police Train Heist, a really cool city set. This one only came out a few months back, and seeing it on 15% off is definitely a really good deal, because when it comes to certain larger Lego city sets, sometimes Lego themselves never puts them on any sort of discount. And this could be one that could be the case for them, just because it's one of the larger ones, and they may feel that it will just sell on its own at full retail, that they necessarily don't have to incentivize anyone else to buy it with any sort of extra deal or discount. So picking this up from Macy's might not be a bad option, but keep in mind it just came out. It's not retiring anytime soon. Next up, we have the Dreams Tiger Shark Tank. This is 30% off, excuse me, 15% off, 140 down to 119. The key thing to know with Dreams is that the line and theme as a whole is completely retiring at the end of 2026. So if there's a lot of Dream sets you're hoping to pick up, I would start slowly grabbing them now. This is one that I am actually hoping to pick up at some point. 119 isn't bad, but you know, we could definitely see this one go a little bit deeper, I'm sure, later in the year, but still not a bad buy. Next up, we've got the City Coast Guard Rescue Boat and Helicopter. Same deal, 15% off, which brings your $100 retail down to 85. This is another strange city set that I actually foresee not going on a discount too often. So yeah, picking it up for 85 wouldn't be too bad. Next up, we have the last set that I think is actually a good buy. This is the Technic Porsche 911 GT3R Rexy AO. This is 15% off, so it brings your 150 retail down to $127.49. Same thing as it goes with larger city sets. Sometimes Lego does not incentivize the mid-range to large Technic sets on any sort of sales or deals or anything like that. And this could be another one that just doesn't see many discounts throughout its shelf life, so we definitely need to, you know, keep calling these out for this one. But keep in mind, this one released, I believe, either on January 1st or March 1st here of 2026. All right, the following sets from Macy's here are sets that I think you should not buy because they are on deeper discounts from other retailers. The first one being the Mandalorian and Grogu with hover pram here, or just, you know, Grogu with the hover pram, the buildable figure from the Mandalorian. It's 15% off, so it brings your 100 down to 85. I've got another retailer where this one is far cheaper, so do not buy this from Macy's. Next up, another one that you should not buy from Macy's is the Star Wars R2-D2 buildable character, or buildable droid here. You do get the 25th anniversary Darth Malak, which is, I feel like, the sole driver for why a majority of people want this set. It's 100 down to 85, but I've already found it on a deeper discount from another retailer later in the video. Next up, we've got the Mandalorian's Playscale N1 Starfighter. This is 60 down to 51. Do not buy this. I've seen this clearanced out at several Targets and Walmarts throughout the last 2 years for as high as 70% off. So this is a set that Lego either overproduced or just doesn't sell as well as they thought. And I wouldn't pay more than like 40 bucks for this. Next up, we've got the Star Wars Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack. So many things wrong with this. The visors on the Maul Mandalorians are incorrect. You've got helmet holes for the 332nd clones, which is also a bummer. I've just saw this one on shelves at my local Walmart here in Pennsylvania. It was the only set they had on clearance. They had all of these battle packs marked down to $8. I didn't even pick up one because I'm not interested in this battle pack. I traditionally love battle packs, and I army build and pick up dozens of clones and Mandalorians and other cool stormtroopers and, you know, minifigures from the Star Wars universe that I can army build, but this is just one that I'm not interested in, and I don't think anybody should be paying $20 for this. Next up, we've got the 327th Star Corps Clone Trooper Battle Pack. Now, this one I am looking to pick up an army build with, despite, you know, the clones not being perfect. This is our only time that we've seen 327th clones show up in Lego minifigure form, with the exception of the couple that you get in the MTT, but this is not a good deal. This is $45 down to $38. This battle pack was overpriced from its initial release, so I think you should be trying to get this specific battle pack for closer to $30 to $32 max. Next up, we've got the buildable BB-8 Astromech Droid. Now, we haven't seen many sales on this one yet, but I think the sales are coming. This is $90, marked down to $76.49. I'm hoping to pick this one up at some point because BB-8 happens to be my favorite droid from Star Wars, but I'm not paying more than $60 for this, so I would like to see this one go deeper. It's only 569 pieces, so I would just heavily recommend not buying it. Next up, we've got the Editions Soccer Ball. Now, really interesting stuff, as you guys will see as we're going through the video here, that there's a lot of FIFA sets getting discounted already, which is really strange, especially right now with the World Cup going on. And this is one that you should not buy from Macy's because we've already found it on a much deeper discount from another retailer later in the video. And then the last one that you should 100% not buy is the Fantastic Four Galactus construction figure. This one is $60 down to $51. I actually did a video here on the channel with this specific set. The minifigures are not good, and I really hope that we can get some comic accurate Fantastic Four minifigures at some point, or just more accurate MCU Fantastic Four minifigures. This set is at best $40. I wouldn't pay anything over that. But now we're going to jump over to the next retailer, which is a big one, with Walmart. And Walmart unfortunately has already some sets that were marked at a really good deal that have unfortunately sold out. So the first one that did sell out was the Icons Porsche 911. This is set number 10295, which has just been living on shelves for eternity and will continue to live on shelves as its retirement just got extended till the end of 2027. This is a $170 Icon set. They reduced it down to $99, and it actually was up for several hours. So to everybody who was able to secure one, congratulations. I was contemplating getting another one, but I already have several copies of it here in the studio because I have a really cool video in the works, and I'm hopefully going to be building several of the really cool rebrickable versions that people have posted with this set. Next up, we have the Ideas Jaws set. Now, this one did not last very long because they had this one 150 down to 98. This is a July retiring set. I believe it's still up on the Lego website for back order. But yeah, this one, with it being a big retiring set, you know, pretty much 33-ish% off. A lot of people scooped this one up quick. And then the final set that went very fast was, and I think this one was actually only up for a few minutes, the Legend of Zelda Deku Tree, or excuse me, Great Deku Tree. This one is a $300 retail set. For whatever reason, I feel like there wasn't a lot of Deku Tree hype while this one was on shelves, but this one just quietly retired in the middle of the night a few weeks ago, and now everyone's going nuts for it. As you can see, based on the price on screen, a third-party seller through Walmart here has it for the lowest price of $449. Obviously, don't pay that price. A lot of people are taking advantage of the retirement FOMO, but to anybody who was able to secure it on the brief flash sale that Walmart had, once again, congratulations. All right, so now we're going to run through all the Walmart sets that I feel are good deals, and then we're going to break down the ones that I feel are not so good. The first one being a retired set. We've got the Technic NASCAR Next Gen Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. This one is a $50 retail, retired down to $42. I built this one, a lot of stickers, but it was actually a really nice set, and I think for that mid-range 1/12 scale Technic set, you know, for how those go. I think they did a really good job with this one. Next up, we've got the Ideas Red London telephone booth, another retired set, $115 retail down to $85. And I had no interest in this, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and just very curious to see yet another retailer trying to flush out their retired zombie stock. Next up, we've got, all right, so now all the sets here that we're now going to talk about are ones that are not retired. They're still in production from Lego. The first one being, I think, a very good deal. This is the Spider-Man vs. Oscorp mini modular. This is $140 down to $95. You do get some good minifigs in this set. You get Green Goblin, Spider-Woman, as well as Kraven. Haven't seen Kraven since that Bridge Battle set all those years back. Of course, you get Spidey, Miles, and Eddie Brock over there. But this simulates really good with the mini Marvel modular collection that Lego is rounding out. And I think if you can get this sub 100, definitely a much better price. Next up, we have a really cool bundle here. So I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because Walmart has been doing these really interesting bundles lately. And this one in particular, they've labeled their Spider-Man bundle, where you get the Miles Morales mask as well as the Iron Spider bust. And it does have that cool minifigure, which is nice. Now, they are charging $92 down from $130 for both these sets. And keep in mind that the Spider-Man mask, or the Miles Morales mask, excuse me, is $70 by itself, which essentially brings the bust down to $22. And these retail for something crazy like $60. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's actually not a bad deal. If you want to divide both sets in half, I mean, 92 divided by 2 is like 46, so you'd be paying 46 for both, which is still under retail for the the bust here. So it's actually not a bad combo if you're looking to get both of these sets for your collection. Next up, we've got so this was the better deal on the Edition soccer ball that I mentioned not too long ago. So they actually have this one down to $95 from its retail price of $130. So if you're in the market for this specific set, I would pick it up from Walmart. It's actually pretty cool the way it opens up and shows off the stadium. I think it would be a really cool concept for a Death Star if they were able to do that, where it's like a smaller version. You open it up, you can see little like dioramas or little studs representing all the different Easter eggs. There's a number of things they could do with this specific concept, but we actually like this set. We want to grab it at some point. Next up, we've got another FIFA set. Now, this one happens to be another one of their bundles, and with everything going on with the World Cup, I'm really shocked to see this one being sold for as low as it is. So this is 110 down to 65. So, just a little bit over, what are they asking? 55 would be 50% off. So this is like a 40% off deal here where you get both the Ronaldo sets. You get the smaller one with his minifig and then the bigger, like buildable character version of him. So if you're a big Ronaldo fan, definitely one that you should pick up because I think this is actually a pretty sweet deal. Next up, we've got the Star Wars Grogu with hover pram. So this was the better deal that I was referring to. 100 down to $62.90. This is about the price that I would recommend paying for this. I mean, if you can get it even cheaper, I've seen it go as low as $50. Definitely seems like the Mandalorian and Grogu hype has worn way down since the movie has dropped in theaters. Next up, this is another set that I want to bring to everybody's attention. It is retired. The Ahsoka New Republic E-Wing versus Shin-Hati Starfighter. This one is still available from Walmart. This isn't even marked on the sale or anything. This is just their everyday price for this specific set. It was originally $110 retail. They have it marked $5 off, so nothing crazy. But with it being retired, I am just shocked that it's still under retail because you get some great minifigs with this set. Not to mention the E-Wing and Shin-Hati Starfighter, which are two vehicles that Lego may not make again for a very long time, especially in play scale form. This is also the only time that we've ever gotten Balin's Skull as well as Shin-Hati in minifigure form. I foresee them, potentially giving us maybe Balin again, but who knows? They may not give us Shin or Balin again, and this set could be your only way to pick them up. Next up, we've got another interesting bundle that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention for my good buys category here. So this is 140 down to 98, and this is a little Kylo Ren bundle, which I actually think is pretty cool. You get Kylo Ren's mask as well as the mini scale ship. Now, once again, if you want to break it down by the retail off Kylo's mask, that's 70, so then you'd be getting the mini scale ship for 28, which, you know what, it's not too bad. I think the mini scale retails for what, like 50 or something. So it's not too shabby if you are a big sequel trilogy fan or just a Kylo Ren fan and you don't have the mask yet. It's $28 extra for his MIDI scale ship. All right, next up, we're gonna go into my no deals category for Walmart, which actually only has one set in it, which I highly recommend no one buy because they are low-key lying to you all. So Walmart has marked this one at a full retail of $990, which is untrue. And they're saying that you save $140 and you can get this for $849.95, which is the same retail price for this set if you were to walk into a Lego store today or go to Lego Shop at Home. So don't fall for this. This is not a good deal. Please do not buy this, but Walmart could be, and I say could very loosely because this set is retiring at the end of the year. This set could be one that lingers via Walmart for quite some time post-retirement, or it could be one that we actually see get flash saled later in the year. So if you are in need of a UCS Millennium Falcon, make sure to keep tabs on what Walmart is doing with this specific set. So the next retailer up is Kohl's, and the cool thing about Kohl's is they have their infamous Kohl's Cash, and right now they're doing their Kohl's Cash promotional period, and you can get $10 Kohl's Cash for every $50 that you spend. And the really nice thing about Kohl's Cash is that you can actually spend it on Lego sets. So we like to rack up some Kohl's Cash when we can. Even if you're just buying other things from Kohl's, you can then turn around and use what you earn on future Lego purchases. And they do carry a good selection of Lego. They do have several sets on sale though, so you can even buy some sale sets and then turn around and use your Kohl's Cash later on. You just have to pay attention to the date windows when you can actually redeem your Kohl's Cash. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to keep saving it and then I can use it, anytime in the future. There is a specific window for when you can go in and redeem your Kohl's Cash. But the first set that they have on sale here is the Darth Maul mech. They have this one marked down to $10.79 from $18. $18 is just atrocious for Star Wars mechs, so I think picking these up for around $10, definitely the way to go. Next up, another set that I want to highlight here is the Super Mario Kart Standard Kit. This one is $20 marked down to $12, so about 40% off there, which I think is pretty good. Next up, we've got the Harry Potter Hedwig at 4 Privet Drive. This is the smaller one. This is $20 down to $12. If you can get a smaller set, even 40 or 50% off, it's definitely still a good day. And then next up is the City Yellow Taxi. I'm actually thinking about grabbing a few of these for our future city because this is the cheapest that I've seen this set priced at here with $9. I actually used some Kohl's Cash a few weeks ago and I picked up a couple free city taxis from Kohl's. I think it's a great sleek looking set. And then the last one that we have here to highlight from Kohl's is the Disney Minis Pet Hotel 43274. This is $40 down to $24. It's a 4+ set. However, getting a 4+ set like this closer to $20 is definitely, I think, more ideal. And any set that you can get nowadays for 50% off or near 50% off, you're doing pretty good. But that's what we got for Kohl's. Not much going on, unfortunately, but just keep in mind with the Kohl's Cash. Now we're going to be moving on to Target. Now keep in mind with Target, you get your 5% off if you are a red card holder. It's free to get a red card. I recommend getting the red card. There's a version of the credit card that I have. I forget what the certain name of it is, but I literally just have a $500 limit. And I never agree to having the limit, go up. So that's the thing with credit cards sometimes. You got to really watch because they'll just increase your credit limit as you're spending it. I don't want that. I always keep it $500 max, so that way I'm really in tune with what I put on the red card, and then I immediately pay it off so I don't accrue any sort of interest. But the first set that we have here is the Star Wars 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack, and what's interesting about this is Target still has it for $16, and it's actually sold out on Lego, and this is a July retiring set. So if you are in need of some 501st Clone Troopers, you got a great opportunity here to pick it up from Target at a less than retail price, which is nice. Next up, we've got the TIE Bomber. This one is a $65 retail set down to $52, but another set that has already been sold out on Lego and is a July retiring set. So once again, to be able to pick it up, when it has been seemingly retired now by Lego for a discount is not too shabby. Next up, we've got the Star Wars Jedi Bob's Starfighter from Rebuild the Galaxy. Now, this one was actually called out in the comment section by Square Sided, so shout out to them. If you guys see any sales, anything go on back order, anything sell out, definitely drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to give you a shout out or credit. So thank you to Square Sided for commenting this, as they pointed out that this is now sold out from Lego Shop at Home and seemingly joining retirement heaven, but you can pick it up for under its retail price of $40, now down to $32, but it's probably not going to be in stock for Target for that much longer. Next up, once again, we've got the Grogu with hover pram. So every single retailer is trying to get rid of this one. They've got it for $63. Technically, you can get it a little bit cheaper, if you've got the red card there with your extra 5%, but very comparable in price to what we saw from Walmart. Next up, we've got Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter. Now, what's funny about this is they are actually advertising that this is part of all the sets that are only going to be on sale through today. But this is pretty much the Plo Koon Starfighter regular average Tuesday price of $12 down from $15. Now, thankfully, we just found out that microfighters will be continuing in 2027, but it's also pretty clear that most of the community is not paying more than $10-ish for microfighters. I think this should be a $10 price point. Not sure why Lego felt the need to bump it up to $15. And then I think, what was it, like the N1 microfighter was like $16 a couple years back. Next up, we've got the Home One Star Cruiser, the mini scale ship here. 61 down to 56. 61 is not actually its retail price. This is a $70 set marked down to 56. So it's actually a little bit better of a discount than what Target would be implying. Next up, we've got the buildable C-3PO droid here. This one is a $140 set down to $112. Good deal from Target. However, we have seen it as low as $84 from Walmart. So always check Walmart before picking this one up from Target. Next up, we've got the Disney Frozen Elsa's Ice Palace. This one is $80 down to $70. I believe this is a $100 retail set, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, I mean, not too bad if you're a Frozen fan in need of this one. Next up for Disney, we've got the Young Simba set here. This one is not an $88 set. This is like a $130 set or something ridiculous, down to $79. This is right around the ballpark of where you're looking to get this one. We have seen this one go as cheap as, I think, 65 was what we saw a flash sale for last year. So 79 isn't too bad, plus the 5%. Now moving into many speed champions that Target has discounted, starting off with the retiring Too Fast, Too Furious Nissan Skyline. This is a $20 retail down to $17.49. Oh shoot, this one just sold out actually. When I started recording this video, it was still available. It is not available anymore from Target, unfortunately. So if you need this one, go check your Targets in person. They might still have several copies. I know when I went to Target last week, they had a whole rack of them. There were so many, and they were all marked at $17.49. Regular prices for Speed Champions now have gone up to $29.99, so $17.49 looks pretty good. Next up, we've got the Time Machine from Back to the Future. This one marked down to $22.49. I think is actually a really nice price for an extremely popular set, very nostalgic vehicle here from an iconic franchise, and you get 2 minifigs, which is pretty rare for Speed Champions. Next up, we've got the McLaren W1, same deal, $27.99 marked down to $22.49. I think if you can get Speed Champions nowadays for closer to 20 rather than closer to 30 for a single pack car, you're looking pretty good. Here we've got the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo Hyper Sports car. They've got this same one, $27.99 marked down to $22.49. Then we've got the Porsche 911. For whatever reason, this one is actually a little bit cheaper, coming in at $21.59. But this one, I believe, released in the wave prior to the ones that I just showed off. Next up, we've got the Lamborghini 2-pack here with the Revelto and Huracan STO. This one is $45 retail, marked down to $40, which isn't crazy, but now double pack Speed Champions are actually going to be $60 moving forward as their full retail price. So $40 actually looks pretty good. Next up, we've got the Super Mario Piranha Plant. Now this one is not a $42 set. This is actually a $60 set, marked down to $37.79. So Actually a much better deal once again than Target would be alluding to. Then we've got the Icons Fountain Garden. This one is not a $78.99 set. This is a $100 set marked down to $63, so 37% off, essentially plus your 5%, so you could get this down even further. Not too bad for this one if you need it. Next up, we've got the Technic 1966 Ford GT40 MK2. This one is a really sleek looking model that I'm excited to pick up for my collection very soon, hopefully. Not a $67.99 set. This is a $74.99 set marked down to $60. This is the first significant discount that I've seen here on this one. Next up, we've got the Harry Potter Quality Quidditch Supplies and Ice Cream Parlor set, 76452. This one is not an $87.99 set. This is actually a $100 retail set marked down to $61.59, so roughly 38% off. So a much better deal once again than Target would be, you know, indicating. Next up, we've got the Icons Optimus Prime. This one is retiring at the end of July. This one is a $180 set, not on any sort of highlighted discount, but it is $153 on the regular from Target. So definitely a much better deal than buying it directly from Lego. And if you need it, this is essentially last call. Next up, we've got the also retiring Bumblebee from the Icons line. Now this one is not a $76.99 set. This is actually a $90 retail set marked down to $72. They're saying this sale ends Wednesday, as in today, but this is typically what Target usually asks for this set. Next up, we've got the retiring in July City Arctic Explorer ship. This one is marked down. They're saying $148.99. It's actually a $160 retail set down to $144. Now, as of the recording of this video, it is still available from Lego, or at least Lego Shop at Home here in North America. It's on a 3-ish week back order, but with this one retiring as a part of a very popular sub theme from City, I don't see it sticking around too much longer. So unless you need that GWP for the Da Vinci, I would pick it up for $144 plus your 5% discount here at Target. Next up, we have the Spider-Verse Miles Morales vs. the Spot Bodega set here. Once again, $42.49. This one already sold out from Lego, retiring. Not a bad deal here from Target. Next up, and as you can see, sold out on Lego's website. And then next up, we've got the Jurassic World Raptor and Titanosaurus tracking mission. This is a not $98 set. This is actually a $110 retail set marked down to $88. A lot of people like collecting the Jurassic World sets for all the different molded dinosaurs, and this set definitely has a huge one right here as well as a little raptor. So definitely some good ones in there as well as some fun little vehicles. So not a bad deal there on that one. And then the last set that I wanted to call out because of a couple reasons, Back to the Future just being so iconic, I'm actually surprised that Lego is continuing to keep the bigger upscaled Icons DeLorean on shelves now through the end of 2027, as it just got a retirement extension. I thought they were going to be retiring this one because the Speed Champions one is now on shelves, but Back to the Future must be so popular that Lego is completely content with keeping both versions of the DeLorean on shelves. But it is a $200 set that Target has for $160. So if you're in the market for this set, if you want to build all 3 different versions of the DeLorean, I would definitely pick it up from Target. But now we're going to move on to our next retailer, which happens to be Best Buy. And I have some good but mostly bad news in regards to Best Buy. So there's one set that I want to highlight here. When we were actually live for the launch of Double Points last week, a couple people called out in our chat that the UCS Jabba sail barge was being flash sailed from Best Buy. So as you guys can see, they marked it $100 off from $500 down to $400, and unfortunately it's sold out. However, just maybe set an alert, check Best Buy every couple days or so, because if they flash sailed it once, there's definitely a strong chance that they will flash sale it again. So I'm going to be checking Best Buy, every few days or so, because I need this set, and I know many people out there need this set as well. So that's why I wanted to highlight it and bring it to everybody's attention. As of right now, there's no other noteworthy Lego deals from Best Buy. So that's why we're going to move on to Barnes & Noble. Now, when it comes to Barnes & Noble, if you're a member of their club or their membership program, you'll get 10% off everything within Barnes & Noble, including Lego. And once again, we have the continuing theme of retired sets being still available from various retailers. And the next one that I have here is actually pretty wild. The Icons Modular Boutique Hotel 10297 is in stock. Says it'll ship in 1 to 2 days for its original retail price of $230, which is pretty wild because this one has been retired for almost 6 months. So if you are still in need of a boutique hotel, you still have an opportunity to pick this up. And if you're a member of Barnes & Noble, you can get your 10% off, which would bring the price of this one down to roughly $207. It should ship for free, and you'll earn some reward stamps as well. So all around, a pretty solid deal. Next up, we've got another retired set that I need to bring to everybody's attention. This is the Despicable Me Minions and Gru's Family Mansion. $100 retail. Oh shoot, this one just went out of stock. Literally, it was in stock before I did the video. That stinks. I was actually going to buy one because I've been wanting this set for a while. But one that could maybe come back in stock, but still interesting to see another retired set surface from a retailer. There is also some other really interesting retired items here in the form of collectible minifigures. So I love collecting CMFs, as I know a lot of you guys out there do as well. They actually still are advertising. Well, it was deep in the Lego catalog here on Barnes & Noble, but they still have Series 24 and Series 26 six-packs, which is retail for these minifigures. And I loved Series 24 specifically because you got the Falconer there, which had the really nice printing on the legs, as well as the orc. There was also the brown astronaut and the blue space baby in this series. And then Series 26 was good, not the best. I think they should have thrown another color of Classic Spaceman in here. You did get the Classic Space Pink Baby in there, which is great, but great time to pick this up. Oh shoot, this one literally just went out of stock as well. So I'm so sorry. See, these deals are going fast, but I would anticipate a lot of the Series 26 space minifigs actually becoming a little bit more sought after the latter half of 2027, when the Bricklink Designer Program Space Cafe starts shipping out. It goes up for pre-order as a part of Series 10 in February. I love how that set looks. I think it's going to sell incredibly well, and I think this CMF series, all these really cool space minifigures, are just going to assimilate so nicely within that set. You could have all different ones like sitting at different parts of the cafe. You could have, the nurse droid playing some of the arcade games with the pink space baby. I mean, there's just so many opportunities for storytelling and fun minifigure placement, but unfortunately that one sold out. I was actually expecting Series 24 to sell out before Series 26, so that's pretty interesting. All right, next up, this one is still available. Technically, it is retiring at the end of July. This is the classic 1966 TV series Batmobile. The reason I wanted to bring this up to everyone's attention here is because it is currently on back order on Lego's website, a 2-month back order to be exact here in North America, and it's likely going to sell out soon. So if it does, you still have an opportunity to pick it up from Barnes & Noble, plus you get your 10% off and everything. So it's not over if it sells out from Lego. And then the last set that I wanted to talk about here is actually reverse situation here. So the Ideas Dungeons & Dragons Red Dragon's Tail just went out of stock right before I started filming this video. $360 set, which is a very strong indicator that is going to sell out very quickly on Lego Shop at Home. So it's on a 2-month back order, but once we start seeing a set start to sell out from other retailers, one that is specifically retiring like this one, I would definitely pick it up if you haven't done so already. But now we're going to move on to this is our final retailer here with Costco. A lot of information, so I really appreciate everybody who has stuck around this far into the video. But Costco has some really interesting bundles that they have put together that I want to bring to everybody's attention. So they have a Pokemon bundle here of the buildable Eevee and the buildable Pikachu. Now, Pikachu on its own is a $200 set. So if you bought this bundle, and I believe you have to be a member of Costco, you would essentially be getting the Eevee for half off, because Eevee is $60 retail, and you would be getting it for essentially $30, which I think is not too bad. The other bundle that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention is yet again another FIFA bundle here, and they actually have a nice deal here with the Macy sets. We saw a deal on the Ronaldo sets earlier in the video, but they have the big art set as well as the small one where you get his minifigure, and the big art set here is $200 retail on its own, so you'd essentially be getting the smaller one with his minifigure for free, which I thought was pretty cool. And then the other 3 bundles that I want to let everybody know about are Speed Champions / the Editions bundles with the helmets. And these are actually really good deals that I'm considering picking up. I just have to figure out which F1 Speed Champions I have and which ones I don't. I got to go through my inventory. But they have the Charles Leclerc Ferrari bundle. They also have the Lewis Hamilton Ferrari bundle, as well as the third one here being the McLaren Norris helmet bundle. And with these all being $100, they're available, you know, for delivery and everything. These helmets alone are $90 retail. So you'd essentially be getting the Speed Champion set for $10, which I think is a huge win. So Costco coming through with some pretty sweet bundles. But guys, I would love to hear all of your feedback down in the comments section below. What sets have you bought on sale over the last few days? Are you waiting until Insider Days, which we should be getting valuable information regarding what's going to be on sale for that event in the very near future? So make sure to turn on your notifications and get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on that news when it breaks. And I have a feeling it's going to be breaking here very soon. But we have several amazing comments that I would love to highlight here. The first one coming from Isaac Contreras 2036, who says, these are amazingly technical looking sets in regards to the Bricklink Series 11 sets, especially the Lunar Cargo Train. I will not be picking up any of these, as by the time crowdfunding starts, I'll be preparing to invest in other LEGO sets. But the biggest congratulations to the 5 designers whose sets got picked, and I very much enjoyed watching the results with your channel. Happy first Father's Day, my friend. My first will be next year officially. So excited for that. Oh man, congratulations. That is so exciting. I may look into a BDP set later on down the road, but I think the only sets I really love of the waves are Dustmark Keep, which I was so thankfully able to crowdfund and will be getting, and the Alchemist Shop, or excuse me, the Alchemist Workshop, which I missed, so hopefully maybe someday I'll be able to pick it up for not triple the price someday. Yeah, it won't be triple the price for that one on the aftermarket, I can assure you with that. They also said, love your channel. It is one of my all-time favorite LEGO channels, and your wholesome content, demeanor, and budget-sensitive advice for partaking in the LEGO hobby. I really appreciate everything you said. Congratulations on the upcoming baby. You know, welcoming a family member to the world is always extremely exciting. But you said a lot of really good things in your comments. So I do have a big Bricklink Designer Program video coming out later in the week, breaking down all my thoughts on Series 11, recapping Series 8, and talking about some issues with the BDP. And, you know, you also mentioned passing on certain sets because other sets are more important to you, and I just think that is, you know, really awesome to verbalize. And then the other thing that you mentioned, you know, budgeting and you know, talking about that stuff, I think is also just incredibly awesome of you to mention. So thank you so much for taking the time to not only watch our channel and say such kind things, but also to leave this, you know, extensive comment. Joanna and I read all the comments, as everyone's time is so valuable to us, and we really appreciate all of you guys being here. The other comment that I wanted to highlight here, actually I got two comments before we jump into the super thanks. Susan said, happy first Father's Day, John. Just became a member after watching your videos for about a year. Love your values, your support of mental health issues, family first, and of course all your great LEGO tips. Keep doing what you are doing, but be sure to take time with your beautiful wife and baby. And Susan, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for becoming a member. We're actually going to be doing our over 100 channel member celebration live stream very soon here on the channel, so be on the lookout for that. And I really appreciate the kind words. I am so lucky to have my incredible wife Joanna, and we've got our beautiful daughter Sophia. Sophia is an amazing baby. She was a little bit of a challenge today, so that's why I'm actually filming this video at 4 in the morning. So it's going to be a wild couple days for us, but unfortunately she's teething, so hopefully, you know, this period of pain for her passes very quickly. But thank you so much, Susan, for everything that you've done for the channel. I mean, watching for about a year is truly incredible. Next up, we've got Thipe Man, or The Pie Man, who says, hey, here's an idea for incorporating Tori in the videos while honoring her desire to stay off camera. A minifigure. Have Tori create a minifigure of herself or whatever build she wants to represent her. Then, when you want to incorporate her in a video, show Mini Tori. And I had to highlight this comment because Joanna and I actually love the idea. Tori's going to be here later today working in the studio. For those of you guys who don't know who Tori is, she is the part-time employee that we happen to have helping us out here at SlapShotBricks, and she does a tremendous job. She's just asked to be off camera and you know, stay out of sight and everything as far as the internet goes. But I think making a minifigure is a brilliant idea, and I'm going to bring that to her attention today. And see if she can go through our parts and make a minifigure that best resembles what she looks like or what she wants you guys to see. So thank you for that. And now we're going to move into some super thanks. And this now makes 35 videos in a row where at least one of you guys have dropped a very generous super thanks. And I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves and assuming that we're going to continue the streak, because it is extremely generous of you all to keep throwing up these super thanks. And as I mentioned in a previous live stream, all the super thanks money is how we are able to pay Tori for her time and helping us out here on the channel. So we're very grateful for that. But if we do continue the streak and we start to really get to some milestones, like I'm thinking milestone number 50, definitely gonna have to do another live stream, do some extra giveaways, and shout out so many of you guys that have been so supportive of the channel, because I just want you guys to know how grateful I am for what you guys do for us. And then on top of the viewership, the likes, the subscribes, the comments and everything, that some of you guys are still throwing some additional funds at us. It does not go unnoticed whatsoever. So please just know how grateful Joanna and I am. The next one is coming from Brick by Brick. Or excuse me, I didn't even say the first one. So the first super thanks is coming in from Nick Southwell, who says, thanks for what you do for us. And absolutely, Nick. This video in particular was a lot of work, so I hope you guys get a lot out of it and are able to take advantage of some of these deals. But I absolutely love this channel. I love making content, and I love this community. And then Brick by Brick coming in, who says, keep the streak. For all those who received a free membership of late, be sure to keep up the membership. So very important for the channel. And once again, Paula, thank you so much for your incredible generosity and support. And she brings up a good point. She was kind enough to gift some people some channel memberships on one of our live streams the other day. Ivan also did the same. Travis has also gifted many memberships, as well as several other of you guys. So those of you guys who have earned a free, or have been given a free membership for a month, you do have to go in and update your own payment information if you would like to continue to be a member of the channel. It's not automatic after the 30 days are up, but no pressure. You do not have to join to be a member, but if you do, we really appreciate the support, and we hope you enjoy this 30-day trial run that was gifted to you. And then the last super thanks here that I wanted to highlight is actually 3 super thanks from the same person. So Zarina870 was kind enough to leave super thanks on all 3 of the previous live streams that we did for the Double Points launch, BDP Series 11 reveal, and then the big sales update with the Rakuten boost that we went live for last minute the other night. So Zarina says, thanks as always for all the tips. And I really appreciate you taking the time and going back to our few live streams here and leaving some super thanks. But I know this was a really long video, but there was a lot of deals and sales to go through. I do just want to read this, the last comment here that I wanted to highlight, to save this for the end. So King Nothing 5711 says, skipping out on the double points and Rakuten deals that's going around. I'm saving up for Baradeur and hopefully we'll time it on a similar deal around Black Friday. Thanks for all that you do. I love your videos on buying advice and just generally wholesome content. And I just wanted to round everything out with this video because I really think it's important for us to verbalize when it's not the best time for us to buy a specific set, because it is psychologically proven that if you verbalize something or if you put it in writing, there is a significantly higher chance that you will follow through with it. So I really appreciate what you have said, King Nothing, as well as so many other people have said in regards to various comments with, I'm sticking to my budget, I'm passing on this, I'm waiting for a better deal, because all those comments are you actually verbalizing your plan and will help you tremendously in the long run with saving money and just enjoying this hobby on a budget without overextending yourself. So I really appreciate this comment, and I also, of course, appreciate the kind words about our channel. I really think it's important that we, have budgeting at the forefront of our minds when it comes to this hobby, just because Lego is so expensive and things can get out of hand very quickly. And I've seen collectors in various hobbies go overboard and rack up credit cards and such, and then when collecting goes from being fun too overwhelming, that's when people unfortunately have to make drastic decisions like selling a collection, and then, you know, they have a sore spot with a specific or particular hobby, and then they necessarily won't want to go back because it's almost like it, you know, rips open a wound that they had to painfully seal up. So I don't want to see anybody, you know, rack up any debt, and I want everybody to be debt free if possible and enjoy this hobby on a budget, because as you guys saw with all the sales that we just ran through, it is possible to enjoy Lego while not paying full retail price. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, because we would love to have you join our SlapShotBricks family. Let me know if you enjoyed this massive Lego sales recap with all the retailers that I combed through. I'm scared of editing this. I'm sure it's going to be a monster video, but I really appreciate everybody's support. You guys are the best. As always, don't stop shooting until you score, and you can watch more of our Lego videos on the end screen now.